Welcome back to Black Skies Reviews. In this review, we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Snow Serpent 1/12 scale action figure. For you package collectors, this is what the packaging looks like. It's a packaging free style packaging still. With the warning at the top, nice artwork of the figure. You see somebody there in the background. The accessories, you do get a boatload of them with this offering, which is really great. We do see the beautiful artwork here of the figure. It's great. I love that. At the bottom we have the nameplate and the logo and the Cobra insignia. Pretty cool. And here's the back of the packaging. And this is number 93 in the line. Here's all that stuff you get inside the box. Wow, that's incredible. That's a lot of stuff. I do like this kind of bulletin points of, the features of the figure and a bunch of crap at the bottom that no one cares about. And the side of the box, it looks fantastic. I do love that artwork. That looks killer. Love it. Okay, at the bottom, 93, G.I. Joe. And on this side, we have some artwork of different styles, the QR code, this little bio there, which means nothing to most people. Okay, here's the top of the box, bottom of the box. Here's the UPC, if that helps you at all. So here's our Snow Serpent outside the box. He looks very cool. First impressions, he's very heavy. He has some weight to him, which is great. Usually decent weight to a product means good quality. Kind of most of the time at least. So this video is very important. We're going to talk about the pros and cons. We're going to talk about some of the things that's wrong with this figure and his accessories. He does have a lot of them, but there's some issues. And you guys are going to you're going to want to know before you go in and army building these guys. So stay tuned and let's get started. So here he is. Here, overall aesthetic, we do have the a gray, very light gray jumpsuit with the white. There's a couple tones of whites here. We have the gloves, and the shoulder fur is a very bright white, and then the fur around the neck is a dirty, dingy white. The best way to describe that, I guess, I'm not sure how well it comes through with the photographs or even through on the video here. One thing I also want to mention before we get started is that I'm going to do a bunch of shorts. There's so much to this figure. I could spend, an hour or better giving him different loadouts, different, posability and options. So I hope to do a bunch of shorts. So look for all those shorts. Don't forget to like all the shorts. You're going to see all different versions of him and different loadouts. So that's going to be really cool. And also in this video, I should also do a short. I'm going to show you something that no one has ever talked about, I don't think, on here on YouTube, is you can create a character with this guy without just with the accessories that it comes with. People, I think, kind of forgot it, but I'm going to show you that in this video too. And also I'll make a short of that just so you can check it out. Okay, now I have all that said, let's take a look at the figure. Okay, here is the head sculpt. We do have the black mask over his nose and mouth. We have these gold kind of goggles, I'm going to call them, with the very dark navy blue, I believe, or they may be black, but they look different from the mask coloring. And there's maybe some gold plates behind there. So, and his helmet has some gray on the side. It's nicely sculpted. You can see the line work here across the middle and on the back. Some more gray on the side there. So here's a nice look at the side profile. The back of it. Other side, and obviously back to the front. So let's take a look at his articulation of his head while we're here. You can look down. You can go back to stationary now. Just at the bottom of his head, upper neck, this is where his articulation's at. So back and forth, side to side, all the way around 360. And then he has this joint that moves back and forth. And then you have articulation at the base of the neck, which is very hard to articulate because when you grab the head, obviously, because there's really no way to get your fingers in there, the head wants to pretty much be the master movement versus the neck. But if you push forward, you can get a more of a down look of the figure, and that neck can go back. It gives you more of an up versus if you're just trying to do this, depending where you're seated at with that front and back rocker. And of course, you got the side to side. So nice range of motion. You can get some nice posability out of the neck and head area. The fur around the neck, like I said, is an off-white, kind of dingy, dirty, and we have a little bit more of a gray here across the middle of this brighter white here on the shoulders. There is that kind of a design there on his bicep. That's the Cobra insignia. We have this harness, and it looks like kind of like a parachute because there's like a ripcord there. A lot of sculpting there, but no color, just black PVC plastic. It's a softer plastic than the figure. The gloves are pretty much the same on both sides. There's a bit of dirt there on the top of the hand. So the arms do rotate 360 all the way around. There are butterfly joints there. And if you see in the back or not, yeah, it's there. Bicep cut here at the very top, just below the fur, double jointed elbows. This is one of the things I want to talk about too. We have ratcheting joints. We have ratcheting elbow joints. You can see the little notches there and there. That's ugly. And then as you articulate the arm, they start chipping away at that and they become white and very noticeable. So that's not good. You can see them on this side too. One right there, one right there. I'm not sure why they went with ratcheting elbows. So yeah, that's definitely going to be an eyesore as you get, as these figures get older and you're playing with them. So we have a blue zipper here in both arms, on the side, a pocket. And also the hands are very stiff. And we're going to get back to this. If you notice, I have several of these and they didn't paint the entire hand. It looks like there's stress marks inside the hands, but they're not. They're just not fully painted, at least on all of mine. So that's unfortunate. Get down to the waist. Now there is no that cut in the stomach area here. How I like that he can bend over. That's not present on this figure, as you can see. So you have a waist swivel, but mine's stuck. I can't turn it. It wants to turn, but it's kind of looks like it might need some heating. Now I think there is a crotch piece underneath. This is like a vinyl underwear, basically, and that just slid on over the body. As you can see, there's like an inner crotch piece there. But this vinyl piece really stands out in your hands versus, on a photography or maybe on this video. You can really look at that and it kind of, you can see it in hand, at least I can. And it's kind of unsightly. But you can tell because this like a PVC, very vinyl piece versus the hard plastic. This is kind of like the straps here. So, but you have the blue belt and you have the gray piece there. I don't know if it's this cup or what's going on with that. But we have the straps, and then we have the one in the center, which we're going to leave alone. Pockets on the back. Very cool. So let's get his arms up and out the way. And I dropped the Serpent. How about that? Like I said, try to turn out. If you get your figure, be careful. I'm going to have to heat it. He can do pretty good splits for the leg articulation. And as you see, these guys have the drop down hips as well. Put this back up in there. Sitting is not very good on this figure. It wants to do a split. This one's kind of like not moving very well. I may need some heating and me to investigate what's, on freeing that up, what's binding up my joint. We do have a bicep swivel 360, double joint knees, and now my knees are stiff. I can't bend them. I need to heat them. I can maybe get the bottom one right there. But this top one is pretty stuck. Just above them, we do have dual pistols with the Snow Serpent. Here's his dual pistol cases on his thighs. That's pretty cool, I guess. And then lower level, we have these very dark and like this blue, navy blue, like this vest. Boots, pretty cool. His feet do pivot down. They pivot up. And then they go around the ankle. It gives you the illusion of like a rocker. 360 if you want that. There's the bottom of his feet. Peg holes in the bottom. So if you do have some type of stands, you can go ahead and utilize that. Okay, let's get started with the accessories, which is a lot of them. So first up, we do have these goggles. Black with the like that navy blue lenses. Very flexible. And this is probably the accessory that works the best. Obviously, you can put it on top of his head if you so desire. I do like that look. And you can actually push it down and get a tighter fit, but I'm just trying to get through the review. You can push them down over his eyes, and it's very easy, and they look fantastic when it matches up with that mouthpiece. That looks very, very nice. So I do like that. Very cool. Nice look. Now I want to talk about his weapons. It comes with these dual pistols. They do have drill barrels, which is cool for smoke effects or blast effects. They look really good. Now, here's the bad part. The hands are an issue with these weapons. This hand here can hold this pistol nicely. The fingers, the lower fingers are very stiff and extra stiff on this one. Could be just my copy, but I don't think it's going to be. You're going to see why here once we get to the other weapons. And see how hard it is just to get that hand to receive that pistol. And it just doesn't want to cooperate as well. But that one hand will hold that gun, the pistol at least, pretty decently. Now this hand, mine is so tight at the bottom, you can barely get this pistol. You can't. I no way. I've tried like 10 times. I mean, I'm having really hard trouble getting. It keeps wanting to kick out the bottom because there's no space there for that. How wide that handle is, and the hands are so stiff. It's like you're either going to bend your gun, bend your fingers off. It gets to the point where you just get so frustrated that you want to walk away from it. It's a pain. So I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on it. Just want to point it out. And then obviously you have a place to store your pistols, they work perfectly. Right there. That looks great. And any other problem getting out of his hand? Getting him in his hand? Well, that's a whole nother problem. There you go. And that's how they look. Dual pistol, Snow Serpent. I don't know why he has dual pistols, but it's cool. That's very cool. Very nice. So, alright, let's move on. Now he has a knife, very small, all black. Wish I had silver blade, but that's just me. Fortunately, nowhere to put it. They could have put a knife sleeve somewhere. Maybe on one of the actual pistol cases. But there's nowhere to put it unless you just like jab it somewhere in between the web gear if you want to keep it on your person. So I think that's a missed opportunity there. So let's take a look at his two firearms. First off, we have this. It has a removable clip, which is very cool. M203 grenade launcher, rail system, stock. Now, here's the problem. Okay, let me go in this one in too while we're at it. Let's do two birds at once. Here's the other one. This is a classic from the cartoon. Removable clip. Very nice. Drill barrels for blast effects. These weapons came with the Valkyries, the female characters. These weapons are way too small for the Snow Serpent. He's bigger than the Valkyries. As you can see here she is. He's thicker. He has the fur. He's taller, and he's obviously a bigger character. So here she is with that weapon. It's the same weapon that he has. It looks good. Those were made for her, the female characters, not for him. Look how small it looks. For him, it doesn't fit. And plus, they did basically, and she has 2 pistols, he has 2 pistols. He has this gun, and they came with this gun too. It's pretty much, let's just throw some guns in. Let's not think about it. Let me show you more reason why. Look. Look at the stock. Look how far it is. This is like a little submachine gun to him. Oops. Craziness going on here in Black Sky's reviews. And you do get it in. And then here's the other problem. The fur. What it does, it catches that when you're trying to get it in. And then when you get it in, on the inside of the arm, because of the thickness, it pushes it out. And you can see that the stock does not go anywhere near the shoulder of the weapon. It's too short. That's a 90-degree bend right there. These weapons are way too small for him. Even putting this gun in his hand, it looks like a little pistol. Actually, a little bigger than a pistol, but maybe like a Uzi. So they fit for the Valkyries, but not for a male character. These guns were designed for the Valkyries, not the Snow Serpents. And they look terrible with him. But they look good with her. See, the stock goes back into her arms there. Like his is like, I hate those biceps. These are not for these guys. So that's a big mistake by Hasbro on these guys, because you literally don't really have a good weapon for your Snow Serpents. Even like this classic gun here, I'm not sure what they call these in the cartoon. Actual definition for this weapon. You can see like it's more of a Uzi type versus they use 2 hands in a cartoon. And look how small he looks with that. And coming across, you're not going to get a way to get a 2-handed wield on it either. It's way too small. So, that is terrible. So that's one of the problems I have with these toy companies. They just, they do rehashes, repaints. I get it. That's the nature of the beast. But, at least make sure they fit. Make sure they can hold them and they look the right size. But here's the rocket launcher. It's the same mechanic bazooka. I like the gray pad on it. It gives it ownership kind of to the Snow Serpent. Pretty cool. This is actually detached. I don't know why we have this. This should be one piece. It's detached, but you just plug it in there. And then every time you roll it up, it wants to just pull itself out. Excuse me. And then the handles and stuff, it just roll through the front. And then you can kind of see through it. He can hold this. It's a pain. Those hands are brutal when you try and put these accessories on them. And then the fur gets in the way. So just know that it's gonna drive you crazy. So it comes with 4 of these rockets for his bazooka. They're just great plastic. Same thing we've seen with bazooka, no pun intended. And you can set them aside, and they set it that far, and they stop. So it looks pretty good. And then you can open up the back for the back blast, whatever. See, that's just kind of just pointless. But that's pretty cool. And then it comes with a backpack to store them in, same as the bazooka. I like that they painted this at least gray. Again, kind of matches up, gives them ownership. I love that. And then you can store 4 in the back. I've already inserted these 3 to save us some time. You can't really just pop these in. You gotta kind of, see if I can show you here. Same as bazooka, you kind of gotta go in at an angle, find your sweet spot, and then get them down in there, and then you push it back. And they set relatively nicely. And then you can take your bazooka and these clips right here. You just hang your bazooka on it. Of course, make sure that piece is in there, because I have a funny feeling that's going to be one of the most lost pieces in the future for this figure, and then the missiles. Because of that, this falls off all the time. Pig on the back is perfectly lined up for this, so we can go ahead and put that on, and that's how he looks. It does get a little bit of back heavy, so you have to adjust him accordingly, but he can stand once you get him. And that's how that looks. I just come with 2 snowshoes, just like Snow Job. Nice detailing on them, and you just stick his foot in and push the peg down. One thing about these two, when you push them down, the hole's smaller than the peg, so you push up flat and then it just wants to push itself out like that. So it's also an issue. You might have to do some resizing with some heat or however you see fit. So one of the coolest accessories has got to be this snowboard. It's really awesome. Do have the white Cobra insignia there. For his feet holsters, one's straight and one's kind of at an angle. They do not move. There's some blue on it. And then the bottom is fantastic. It has the digital camo on both sides. And then we have that insignia that's kind of on his arm. I guess it goes this way. So that's pretty cool. And then it's the same thing. You just put his feet in like that, push down the pegs, and he looks pretty cool. Like I said, check out my shorts. You'll see different variations of loadouts for him. The next, it comes with this cape, his fur cape. It is very stiff. It's rubber. It's not as plastic as the figure is, and it's kind of irritating to touch. It's very hard. We have the grays and some black, like a lighter black here at the top to make it look like fur. Here's the inner piece, pretty decent. And then it goes along with his headdress. We actually have the wolf's fangs and teeth painted with the gums. That's pretty nice. Black nose. The eyes are just black, probably just being closed. Same kind of detailing and color. Ears are kind of pulled back. 2 paws here to come around. That's pretty cool. Now here he is with just the fur cape on. It fits relatively nicely. Kind of drapes over his shoulders. It just pegs in like the backpack does. Is what it looks like. Pretty cool. And then if you come over here, and you got to be careful. If you want the goggles on or off, you can have obviously the option, but you kind of gotta be very careful that you kind of spread this out a little bit and get down around the goggles, give you that artwork look, which is very, very cool. And there he is. See if I can fix my camera a bit. Okay, there we go. I think it looks awesome. Now, getting into what I was talking about, like, no one's ever mentioned this. Like, so you could order, however many one of these army builders, and you can utilize, the snow serpents as traditional snow serpents, or you can dress him up like this and use him like an officer. Or if you're a long-time G.I. Joe collector, you might recognize this character. Do you? Well, give you a few minutes, not a few minutes, a few seconds to think about it. But you guys remember Valor versus Venom? There was a character they called Snow Wolf. So there you go. Here is your G.I. Joe classified Snow Wolf action figure. He can be your leader of your Snow Wolves, maybe your Serpent Snow Wolf officer, however you want to see fit. But I think it's a very cool idea. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a cool idea? Can he be your classified Snow Wolf? I think so. I think it looks awesome. That's done really well, believe it or not. I do like how that turned out for this figure, even though it is super stiff, and he has some serious weight to this figure. Even there's actually some weight to him. You see, he fell over and didn't fall off, so kind of a good that it fell over. So you can see that it's on there really well. So that's pretty cool. And it kind of just sits there perfectly. Didn't even move. Awesome. Alright, well, there he is. You heard the pros, you heard the cons. Check out the shorts, you'll see them in different scenarios, different loadouts, and that way you don't have to fish through the video for what you want to see. I'm disappointed. I like the figure. Of course, it's one of the figures I did get as many as I wanted because I pre-ordered 5 of these for myself. I wanted to have this look for my kind of a leader, and then 2 on each side of him on my shelf. So yeah, they're all the same pretty much. So I want to have them, a little difference in them. So don't forget to like the video. Hit that thumbs up for me. It'd be great. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I do a lot of great videos. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. How many you want. What your plans are for your squad of snow serpents. And we'll finish off with a couple comparisons here for you, just to show you what he looks like. So I've already seen him with the Valkyrie figure, so you know he looks like a female figure, but here he is with Snow Job. And I think it looks great. Fortunately for me, Snow Job's outnumbered. I have 5 Snow Serpents, 3 Arctic Bats, and I have Snow Job. So Hasbro, we need Iceberg. We need all the other Arctic Troopers. I can't think of the top of my head. Frostbite would be another one. And obviously it'd be great because you could do Frostbite, and then we can do Tiger Force Frostbite. So there you go, Target. Another figure for you to sell. And we'll take a look at the Arctic Bat comparison. Here he is with, like, I want to call version 1 of the Arctic Bat. For me, I kind of have one I want like this, and then I have 2 with the amazing alternate head. But I kind of wanted to bring him down from the other one, so I took off the shoulder pads to give him more of a traditional bat look. And then obviously we kept the thigh pads just because he needs that pistol case. And here he is with the alternate, we'll call version 2 bat. Looks fantastic. So now I have some type of Arctic polar force for Cobra. And well, I guess we'll have to see what's in store for the future. And just for fun, there's what I was talking about, the difference in the 2 bats. So kind of I'll have, right now I may get more, I doubt it, but they're hard to find to begin with. I have 2 of these guys, one on each side of that guy. And then obviously the squad that we talked about already for my Snow Serpents. I think it would look really cool on my shelf. The grays of the bodies are pretty close. For some reason, I think it might be because the bats have gloss versus more of the matte finish for the Snow Serpent. Could be what's making it look like it's off, but it's pretty close on the overall unison for the paint for the bodies. But white's white, as you can see on the chest of the bat versus the fur on a Snow Serpent. So, alright, so I think that's all I got for you guys. It's getting to be a long video. Hope you guys are still watching by now. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next review. I'm out.